Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Brainbean here again. Today we're going to be taking a look at Logitech's new keyboard, the G513 Carbon. Now, the most exciting thing about this keyboard is that it's coming with the new linear RomerG switch. So let's go ahead and just take a look at this keyboard. Starting as always with construction and design, the Logitech G513 Carbon is a mechanical gaming keyboard with an exposed switch design. It features a classy looking brushed aircraft grade aluminum top plate, which is available in both the carbon finish that you see here and a silver finish. Just keep in mind that the silver version only comes with the tactile RomerG switches. You can only get the carbon version with the new linear switch. Keeping with the classy feel of the board, they went with a simple black G logo in the top right corner. And I actually think with this board, having an RGB illuminated logo would have looked a little bit out of place here. At first glance, the G513 Carbon seems to be rather minimalistic, but it's actually got quite a bit of features and extras packed into it. One of my favorite things about the G513 is the wrist rest that it comes with. It's far and away the best wrist rest that I've had come with a keyboard to date. First of all, it's a great size. I find that most wrist rests that come with keyboards I review these days are just too short and leave my palm still resting partly on the desk. The G513's wrist rest is big enough so that just doesn't happen. It's also made of memory foam that's wrapped in a waterproof, sweat-resistant leatherette that gives it a lot of durability, and it does feel really great on the hands. Just keep in mind that it's not magnetic, but it does have 6 beefy rubberized pads, so it's not going to be going anywhere anyways. Additionally, the G513 comes with 12 extra keycaps and a keycap puller. These keys are done up in the angular style of some of Logitech's previous gaming keyboards like the Orion Spark. I personally didn't like the angled keys on the whole board on those keyboards, but I do appreciate them including them for use on the more commonly used keys for gaming, because I do think that a good amount of people are going to use them. The included keys cover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Q, W, E, R, and A, S, D. Now, I do think they probably should have included an F key for some mobile players out there who use that key a lot, but either way, it's always nice to see some extra keycaps included with the board. The G513 doesn't have any dedicated macro or media keys, and as a macro user, I find that to be just a little bit of a bummer, but you do get media controls by way of the function key, which is just fine by me, although I do kind of miss not having a dedicated volume scroll wheel. As for some other notable extras, there is a USB pass-through on the right side of the back of the board, which is always nice to have. And I thought it was a nice touch that the caps lock and gaming mode indicators are RGB enabled as well, as I've just never seen that before. But where's the number and scroll lock indicators? In terms of lighting, the G513 brings all the super bright lighting goodness that comes with Logitech's own RomerG switches. All of the keycaps are illuminated with very vivid colors thanks to the light pipe design of the switches. Just keep in mind that while the characters themselves are very bright, there isn't any light spillover on the board, and there's no translucent switch that you would see with Cherry. Now, this could be a positive or negative depending on your personal preference when it comes to lighting, and I think that the RomerG lighting style fits with the design of the G513 really well, and it doesn't seem underwhelming at all because of the way the board was designed to look. Of course, the G513 does come with full per-key 16.8 million color RGB illumination and is controlled by Logitech's gaming software. In this software, you can configure lighting profiles and create macros that can be saved directly onto the keyboard's memory. The heat mapping feature is pretty cool too. Overall, LGS is a very intuitive software that you can tell has had some serious work done to make the interface look clean and professional. I do wish that there was a little bit more preset options and that you could do some more layering to the preset lighting effects, but overall the software is pretty good. Of course, one of the most exciting things about the G513 Carbon is the introduction of the new linear RomerG switch. The new linear switches have almost identical specs to their tactile counterparts, which the only difference is that they have a 0.2mm longer travel distance. Both switches have an actuation distance of 1.2 millimeters with an actuation force of 45 grams. The tactile switch has a total travel distance of 3 millimeters, while the linear switch is 3.2. Performance-wise, the linear G feels buttery smooth. One of the great things about the RomerG switch design is that they have virtually zero key wobble, which makes them have a really solid feel. These might just be the best feeling linear switches that I've tried to date. There's just one thing that does bother me a little bit about them though. There's a slight pinging sound when you bottom out the keys really hard, and for example, you'll also hear it a little bit when you release your spacebar really quickly. Just keep that in mind if you're a heavy-handed typer. It's not glaringly obvious, but it might be a little bit bothersome to some of you. And since I have both versions of the G513 Carbon with me, here is a quick back-to-back sound test of the tactile and linear RomerG Switch. The keycaps are made of ABS plastic and have a nice smooth texture to them. The font is nice and simple, which I always find a little bit easier to look at, and all of the secondary characters are nicely illuminated, including the keys with the functions that are illuminated on the sides. The underside of the keyboard has 6 rubberized pads and 2 rubberized extendable legs. There's also a cable routing system meant for a headset or a mouse. The cable channel also runs all the way through the wrist rest as well, so you can have your headset coming right out from the center of your keyboard. Overall, the G513 Carbon is, in my opinion, the best keyboard Logitech has put out so far. It's not overly busy like the Orion keyboards were, but it still gives you all the gaming extras that you could want, minus my beloved macro keys, of course. The new linear switches are a great addition and bring some welcomed switch variety to Logitech's portfolio. Add to that the beautiful carbon-colored aluminum top plate and the very comfortable premium feeling wrist rest make the G513 a keyboard that's very easy for me to recommend. With a retail price of $149.99, the G513 isn't cheap, but I think you'll find that what you get feels like it's worth the money as the build quality is top-notch. I think I'm going to be keeping this board on my desk for a while. Well, that's it for the review, guys. Let me know in those comments down below what you think about Logitech's new linear RomerG Switch. And of course, if you liked the video, you know what to do. Give it a big thumbs up to show your support. And if you're new here, I'd love to see you guys subscribe because I've got a lot more videos coming for you in the near future. If you missed it, I did just put up my updated setup tour video, so don't miss that video. Go ahead and check that out after this one's done. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.